This might get weird.
Are we rolling?
We're rolling.
Well, then cheers, Grace Helbig.
Cheers, Mamrie Hart.
Wow,
Woo-hoo.
you guys. Grace and I both have an alcoholic beverage in this podcast.
I mean, it's not absurd or unique.
It's neither of those things. I said right before we got on, I was like, this might get weird after dark. Like, isn't Good Mythical Morning doing like a Good Mythical Evening?
Yeah, which I bet. I mean, I love those guys so much, and I've listened to their...
The greatest.
I've listened very deeply to their episodes about them, you know, unbundling their Christian path, past and path and all of that. But I still wonder, how scandalous does that at nighttime situation get?
Truly, I know. We need to watch it just to be like, oh no, this is what our morning version is.
Yeah. This is our hungover version of thinking that we're being PG.
Speaking of them and scandalous, did I tell you when, you and I don't talk about YouTube drama because like I wouldn't say above it, but just over it.
And half the time I don't know the full context of what's going on.
That's true. That's true. But when what was going down the last couple of weeks was that was also parodied on SNL was happening. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Everyone knows what you're talking about. SNL knows what you're talking about.
Rhymes with my favorite McDonald's mascot, the Fry Guys.
Wait, that's a McDonald's mascot?
The Fry Guys. They look like pom-poms with eyeballs.
Oh, I thought they had just like the chicken nuggets that ran around with eyeballs on.
They do, but they also have fries.
Wow. Yeah, they anthropomorphize every single edible item. How could you possibly eat it?
Oh my God. More on that later. I actually have a follow through with that. But when that was going down, that morning I said to Chip, I was like, babe, he was like, what are you looking at? I'm like, babe, there is some major, like that morning when you woke up and someone you know is trending, I was like, there is some major shit going down. And I'm not even talking about trending in LA. I'm talking about trending nationally, worldwide. I go, let's just say there is, hearsay that a very publicly, happily married man might have been doing something in the wrong. And Chip goes, oh no, was it Rhett and Clink?
What would happen if they got put in a relationship jail after some bad shit went down?
I go, Rhett and Clink. I go, it's Link, babe. He goes, whatever. He goes, I'm starting a second, my own channel called Ratchet and Clink, where it's just my redneck version. I was like, okay, here we go.
Honestly, subscribed. Subscribed. I've shared with all of my friends and family already.
Rhett and Clink killed me. I don't even know. Oh, we were talking about them in the After Dark. Side note on the McDonald's tip. So I'm in North Carolina, which we'll talk about more. This is why we're, for y'all watching, we are recording remotely, there is a band that's playing here on Halloween in Asheville, which I've heard of before.
Blink 182. You can
no,
say
but
it.
I know it's been a... Okay.
That's been the talk of our household all morning. We'll get to that later.
We'll get to that because I have some on that too. No, there is a band called Mac Sabbath.
Okay.
I don't know if you've heard of them, but it's a Black Sabbath cover band, which you and I have been known to go to a cover band on Halloween.
I mean, I'm down here in Palm Springs, and there is literally in the closet of this house the bodysuit that was worn on the Hollow Eve of Palm Springs, a Richard Simmons.
Yes. For those of you who are new listeners, go back to our third episode and listen to when Grace and I went as two Richard Simmons to a Halloween night. Yeah. For an Alice Cooper. But there's a band called Mac Sabbath that's a Black Sabbath cover band, but they're all dressed in McDonald's mascot costumes.
Wonderful.
So Grimace is on bass.
Wonderful.
Ronald is the lead singer, et cetera, et cetera. Oh. The Hamburglar, I think, is the drummer. I'm not sure.
But you don't know because he comes in, he plays a little bit, and then he leaves.
Yeah. Okay, so Blink 182 just announced a reunion.
Yeah.
Is Elliot...
First
breathing
thing this morning
on a resuscitator.
We're literally in bed this morning next to each other. I get a text from him.
Scandalous. I guess you guys are married now.
Yeah, 6 inches away from me. And it's that he's seen on Twitter that Blink 182 is back together again. And he honestly has been so excited all day. I think the actual the idiocy of it, which is like what they do in general, is like the first kind of feeling you get, and then just this buildup of being like, this is really exciting. This is really exciting. But tickets don't go on sale yet. So I said, you got to put a notification in your phone for when tickets go on sale so we don't miss it.
Are they touring soon? Because I only saw like a festival next fall in Vegas. Are they? Are they ramping up?
I thought it was a tour. I honestly did not do any of my own research on it. I'm leaving that to his devices to figure out. But they looked, I saw the trailer that's announcing their tour, and it's all the joke of, are they coming? Are they coming? They're coming. They're coming. They're coming. And that's what he showed me without any context. And I was like, what are you showing? Is this, I couldn't tell if it was like a, commercial for like an antidepressant or something. I was like, I don't understand this.
Well, here's what I wonder is now, okay, you guys saw Tom DeLonge for his solo endeavor or whatnot, or the other band. Now is it like, as Blink 182ers, now is like, what's her face? Kourtney Kardashian going to be in the green room. Isn't that Travis Barker?
Yeah. And also, the headlines I was seeing were just like, Blink 182 is coming together for the kids. Like there is and has been, I feel like, this massive wave of nostalgia,
for sure.
Media happening that's just like, remember how it used to be before we all had phones and we all had fun and everything was like funny without it being too like looked into like cancelable. So I'm curious. I don't know much about them other than the way that we were raised on them in TRL culture. So
all the small things, the blurred out penises, the whole video. Right. Now that was scandalous.
Super scandalous. And they put that on TRL at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. And I was like, oh my God, this isn't even in Undressed at 11 p.m. on MTV, the time period that we're not allowed to be watching MTV.
Did you you lived in Jersey. Did you ever go to TRL and stand outside?
I went to New York a few times with my cousins, and I would have a trip that my Nana would take us on like once a year where we would go to New York and we would get to go to FAO Schwartz and she would give us $25. And I just walked around like the richest kid that has ever existed.
Playing the big piano.
Yeah, I just walked down that big piano, step one note at a time. And you can't buy much for $25. But my cousin Matt, who was a bit rebellious, I remember one year showed up with blue hair and a mohawk. And he was like, I'm going to get on TRL. And we were all like, we're going to help you get on TRL. Meanwhile, we're all 13 years old, and our aunts and my Nana have a full plan for our endeavors that we're like, we're going to sneak away and go to Times Square, and you're going to throw your hands up, and Carson's going to see you and bring you up to the studio. And then it never, ever happened. Then cut to, I go to college, and then I start working as an intern for MTV for like 4 years. And I get to see the actual floor that TRL is like shot on immediately and how terrible everyone felt working there. It's just like, oh, wow. Yeah, I'll transcribe all these tapes of my Super Sweet 16 for you in the hopes that maybe I'll get on TRL.
No,
what an era.
I did for a friend kind of New York. Like, of course, I did like a Today Show, get up super early for a friend who was visiting, who was like obsessed with all of that, right?
Yeah.
But then my roommate that I knew from North Carolina that I lived with for like 8 months in New York, like when I first got up there, she was obsessed with a winner of American Idol. And this might have been like 3rd or 4th season. It was pretty soon.
Jason Greeny.
No, his name was Taylor Hicks, I believe his name was.
Okay.
And he had like salt and pepper hair. Like he was too young to be gray, but he was already gray. And he was like a real like he was real like blues brothery. You know what I mean?
Okay. So this is post Kelly Clarkson,
Kelly Clarkson was the first winner, and that was freshman year of college for me.
Okay.
So this was probably, I guess, 5th season, because I would have been a first year out of college. And I remember she was in love with him, right? And he was playing a Good Morning America concert series in whatever the big park is by there, Bryant Park,
yeah.
And I was like, you're telling me you want to get up at 4 a.m, take the subway from Queens to go see Taylor Hicks, I don't know if that's his name,
It sounds
perform two
Yeah.
songs. And she was like, absolutely. So I was like, no problem. I'm going to wear a shirt that says Nailer Taylor with an arrow that points to you. I was like,
Perfect.
I was really like getting into it. And I remember
Yeah.
we go to Bryant Park. It's not even light out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we see a couple other Taylor heads
Yeah.
that Aaron knew from like AOL. I don't even know. They were like, are you
From LimeWire that I was connecting.
And like, I remember her looking at someone and being like, are you Unicorn Sparkle? I'm like, oh my God, I didn't know you were in this deep.
It's so pure though.
I was like, I thought you just liked him from afar a little ironically, but then it got too real. I didn't know you were chatting with other people on the internet about it.
She's in the subculture.
We roll in deep to this mob of like Taylor Ultra fans with just me in the back. And then I'm like, oh no, now this has become embarrassing. I thought this would just be like ironic and I'm on the outskirts of this park. Straight up, the like news anchor from Good Morning America stands beside me.
Perfect.
To throw to Taylor as I'm wearing a Nailer Taylor shirt, now pointing just at him.
They don't care what it says. They just see that someone's made a homemade shirt that is good enough to get on camera. We have to move this along quick. We want to show that people have put in more time than we have to this segment right now.
Oh my God. But speaking of t-shirts, so with Blink 182, I get a text from Chip today that goes, Blink 182 Reunited is on tour. No way I'm missing it. I don't know where I'll be, but I can't wait. I missed them in high school, and I asked my friend to get me a shirt, and he kept it.
Wow. That's really
He's been
emotional.
done dirty. Yeah.
That's a vendetta that needs to be fixed. Oh my goodness.
Oh, man.
Well, yeah, Blink 182 turns out is reuniting for the kids. They're
Good for
making it
them.
happen.
Wow. I have not thought of that Taylor story. 15 years. 15 years, by the way.
And yeah, I mean, somewhere in an archive is that clip of you standing outside next to a reporter.
Who got like the bad shift. Like those were the people who weren't the anchors. They were like, cool.
Right.
I'll make my way to a desk eventually. For right now, I'm with the people at 5 a.m.
Today we have support from one of my absolute favorite companies. You know this all too well. Hellofresh. With Hellofresh, you get farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. You can skip trips to the grocery store and count on Hellofresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it is America's #1 meal kit. With Hellofresh, ingredients travel from the farm to your doorstep in less than 7 days, so you know that they're fresh. Plus, pre-portioned ingredients make cooking a snap. Did you hear that? That was me snapping. And they cut down on food waste. You can have your pumpkin spice and eat it too. With the rotating selection of fall-inspired items from HelloFresh Market, from brunch kits to a fall dessert board, you'll find everything you need for all of your favorite autumn occasions like tailgating, Oktoberfest, and more. Y'all are busy in the fall, it sounds like. You guys know I love HelloFresh. I literally cook their meals all the time, even if I am not branded to cook their meals. This week I made rigatoni with beef and zucchini ragu, and oh my goodness, it was absolutely cozy delicious in my stomach going in and in my stomach. Anyway, go to hellofresh.com/TMGW65 and use code TMGW65 for 65% off plus free shipping. You guys hear that? I have to repeat it because that sounds insane. Go to hellofresh.com/TMGW65 and use code TMGW65 for 65% off plus free shipping. Huh! It's fall, y'all.
Do you ever pull into your driveway after a trip to the grocery store only to realize that you forgot the one key ingredient for dinner? Well, now you have options. Get the groceries you need or a backup meal from your favorite local restaurant delivered with DoorDash. Y'all, I'm not even kidding. I went to the grocery store. I got all the stuff I needed for this rental house I'm in for the next month, all the staples, all the essentials. And then I realized a friend was coming over and I forgot to get a cheese plate. I went on to DoorDash. I got various cheeses. I got apples to slice. I got crackers. I got everything I needed while I could prepare my home, aka clean it, on her way over. So, along with restaurants you love, you can now get groceries and other essential items delivered with DoorDash. Get drinks, snacks, other household items in under an hour, or everything you need for a cheese plate. Every time you place an order for pickup or delivery, you're setting off a chain reaction that helps give back to the people who make your neighborhood unique. With over 300,000 partners, you can support your neighborhood go-tos to choose from, like favorite national restaurants like Popeyes, Chipotle, Cheesecake Factory, or I can go on there and I can be like, what's that little French cafe around the corner that only has one location? I want to order from that place. With DoorDash, you're not just getting the things you love, but supporting the community you love too. From the stores to restaurants to the dashers driving around, each purchase provides a new opportunity for everyone involved, because with DoorDash, there is a neighborhood of good in every order. So for a limited time, our listeners are going to get 25% off their first order of $15 or more when you download the DoorDash app and enter code TMGW 2022. That's 25% off up to a $10 value on your first order when you download the DoorDash app in the App Store and enter code TMGW 2022. Don't forget, that's code TMGW 2022 for 25% off your first order with DoorDash. Subject to change, terms apply.
Have you seen, you must have seen the follow-up photos of the chess scandal.
Yes. Tell the people what it is.
I forget exactly his name, but he is the previous chess scandal. You can read ad nauseum online, but basically
as well.
Yeah, this 19-year-old kid was accused of cheating in this Grandmasters tournament, and the accusation was that he was using some sort of AI programmed anal beads to communicate with him to figure out the correct moves to win against these incredible players. And he has denied all of the accusations. And now going into the next tournament, there are photos of him in a green room just being screened down like a TSA security agent in his buttocks area, in his hands area, in his full body suit by a man that looks like he didn't sign up for this ever. He loves chess and the game of chess, but this was not ever where he thought his love for chess would go.
See, if I was a chess champ, if I was this chess champ and I was accused of having anal beads up in my butthole to vibrate to tell me how to move, and if I said I was innocent, and then they were like, we're still going to screen you, I would fuck with them. I would put like a little Hot Wheels up there or something.
I'd be,
you know what I mean? Just to mess with them.
Show up in assless chaps. Just full out. Say, here I am. Queen tonight 4.
I would show up. Remember there was that game where you had to say words with your mouth, like,
yes.
I would show that with that at my butthole. Just fully with my butt cheeks spread.
Just show up with a full gaping asshole and say, is this what you want?
Is this what you want?
Chess world?
Is this what you want to do to our sport?
And also how, like, I get that they're doing this in response to the insanity that the internet has stirred up about the conspiracy. But how long does this, is this now going to be protocol for every single chess tournament? And is this going to be protocol for every single player in every single chess tournament? Because this is really hilariously tainted, for lack of a better word, the world of chess, to the point that I kept thinking about, chess has become so ridiculous. I wish that they would just now lean into the wrestling side of it and like let them come out with like entrance music, like really fully pomp and circumstance how insane the accusations are in this world.
Well, I do think this is probably not the press they wanted, but I'm sure it's like, if all eyes are on you, you got to lean into it a little bit. Like, how often I mean, minus the Queen's Gambit. Like, how often does chess have its day and is like a front headline? But I agree with you about the wrestling. And I'm almost like, what would like your chess link. There's a way to finesse wrestling and chess.
Right.
You know, like what would your alter ego be? Would it be like hey, I'm the pawn shop?
Oh my God.
You know?
And also, this is why we should have always been working for WWE, except for
always.
not, that there is a crossover where it is, a chessling tournament. Where
that's what I'm saying.
There's tag teams and one partner's wrestling and the other partner's playing chess against someone on the side. So you got 2 games in one. And then sometimes they have to switch off. So that the people that are wrestling that are bad at chess still have to play chess against each other at some point. The people that are bad at wrestling and great at chess have to wrestle each other.
Grace, I think you're onto something. It's very much like a picture-in-picture TV. Like there should be more mashup sports. I think you're right. That's like nerds and jocks, but like battling together.
Do you remember that show? God, this just brought up a memory from 2010, 11, 12 of Beauty and the Geek.
I was going to say yes.
That Tim got propositioned to be on.
Shut the fuck
I told
up.
you this?
No.
Oh, okay. He probably doesn't want me telling this, but nothing ever happened. But he called me when
Go on as I sip my red wine.
I had just moved out to Los Angeles, and he got propositioned. I don't know from who or what or why, to be on that Beauty and the Geek reality show. And I think it was because he was in my videos at the time and was like a public facing person. And I was like, I can't tell you no. But you got to think long term about what this means for you. And he's like, I don't think I want to do it. I just think it's exciting that and stupid that some producer contacted him about being on that show. I was like, Tim, this show is so exploitative of all parties.
It definitely is. I would like to go back and see because Beauty, whatever. They're a dime a dozen. We still just cast reality TV shows because people are hot. And if they do, I will watch it. Like, I have watched some bottom of the barrel dating shows in the last year and a half. It's wild. I told you I watched Dated and Related, right?
No, what?
No, don't worry. They're not related. It's siblings picking out people for each other.
And that's why they do it. They put that title out because you think that's what it's going to be.
Thank you very much. And as a Southerner, I was like, let's see what's up. Which a new season of Love is Blind is coming out in like a week. And girl, clear my calendar.
Really? I mean, you watched After the Altar already, right?
Oh, of course I did.
Binge that shit.
I think they would have, I feel like they would have had more episodes, but they knew that it got out that everyone broke up that week. So they were like, let's save our money. Oh. Long story short, I will watch all of that, but I would like to go back and see when they said Geek, when I watched that a million years ago, I don't know if I did watch it, but I didn't pay real attention to what the jobs were. A neuro, blah, blah, blah. A physy, blah, blah, blah.
It was just a smart, awkward human being paired with a beautiful, narcissist. And it was, and I don't think Tim was truly open about his sexuality at the time. And that was also the funny thing that he's like, what if I just go on there and I'm not attracted? I'm clearly not going to be attracted to this girl. And I'm like, that is hilarious, Tim. That is wonderful. But I don't know what you gain from this show if you do that.
Totally. No, I wonder who's the most successful geek from that show?
Couldn't tell you.
No, I have no idea, but I would like a BuzzFeed or someone to do an article. I'm throwing this out there. I'd like to know what geek from Beauty and the Geek has invented something, discovered something, or did they all just do decent on their SATs and then they put them in glasses with tape on it? You know what I mean?
Right. That they dress them up the part. Exactly.
How level are we going? I have a story from, because I flew here on Thursday.
Yes.
Flew to North Carolina. So long story short, I don't know if I said this on the last podcast, but I was going to come here on Sunday and my our friend Jacqueline randomly got invited to Charlotte to like speak at NASCAR.
Yes. You told me. I don't know if you said it on the podcast.
So earlier last week, I was like, okay, I'll get my flight for Sunday. And she was like, hey, I just got invited to speak at NASCAR in Charlotte. She's never even been to she's been in North Carolina once. And she was like, they're giving me a +1. Do you just want like to save money and you ride with me? And I was like, amazing. Absolutely. Like flights are insane right now. Like so stupid. And so I was going to go to LAX and she was flying in from San Francisco and we were going to meet at the gate and then we were going to fly to Charlotte together. Yeah. Easy breezy. But I said to her, because I was coming here for a month. So while she had a carry-on, I was like, just so you know, I'm going to have to check 2 bags. Yeah. like I'm packing for a month. Yeah. And I was like, and Beans will be with me. But I thought since someone else was buying the ticket, since it was first class, it was her business, I was going to go legit. Yeah. On telling the airline that Beans was with me.
That's okay. Right? I have wanted to ask you the beans of it all situation. Because I couldn't sleep the other night and I had like a dream that you and I were smuggling beans on a plane.
Wait, what have I done to your subconscious? What?
No, I had a dream. Oh, God. And it's so piecemeal, but it was literally like you and me needed to get beans on this plane. And you were like, this is how we do it. I just hide her on this blanket. And I was the one freaking out and trying to overplay how cool I was. Oh, my God. I think we got to wherever we needed to go fine, but I remember waking up and feeling like, I gotta ask Mamrie what happened. Like, because part of me was like, oh, is she leaving her with Mary for the month? I don't even know. But it was like so real, you know, in the moment that I was like, I'm acting a fool right now.
Oh my God, Grace, I've somehow like put this upon you because I have I gotta get Beans somewhere dreams every 3 nights.
No, this was like 2 nights ago. I was like, oh my God.
Literally, I just leaned over and got eyes on her. Like that's how crazy I am. But so I was like, well, the last thing I want to do is like fuck up this generous invitation and like her being so sweet. So let me go legit. And it wasn't Delta. It was like American. And I've never used that before. So I was like, I look up all the things, you know, all the rules. They're like, call ahead. Okay. Make sure, you know, to like pay the fee to bring them on board with you. So I call. It's one of those like, we'll call you back in 2 hours. Like, you know, the animal control that happened a couple weeks ago. So they get in touch and I'm like, hey, I'm flying. I just need to add my dog. And they're like, oh, okay. It's not letting us add them. Let me figure out what's up because there's a limit to how many dogs can come on board.
Oh,
but
it's flight.
Like, okay. But it's like 7 or something crazy. Okay. So she goes, well, there's not any other dogs on board. So I'm fine. Oh, you know what it is? You're in row 1. You're in row 1 in first class. So we can't add a dog because there's no under the seat storage.
Oh, shit.
And normally, you know, I get on the plane, I put that thing under the seat, but I immediately put her in my lap under a blanket.
Yeah, Beans is on your lap. Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, well, can you like switch my seat? And she goes like, we're actually not allowed to do that for first class. I can only switch you to coach. And I was like, well, that's not happening because this is a free flight. It's like, well, absolutely not.
No way, Jose.
I'm not giving this up. No, for a No.
I'll give up my dog before I give up this free first class flight.
No friggin' way. So I say to Jack and I was like, well, what happens? Do I just like do it when she's like, you'll have to figure it out when you get to the gate. I was like, well, this is risky. I'm bringing a dog.
So that
I'm back in the same position I've always been.
Smuggle her the way you always do.
I'm back in the same position. So I tell Jacqueline straight up, I'm like, hey, they would the one time I try to be legal.
Play by the rules. Yeah.
The one time they're like, you can't do it. You happen to be in the first row and we can't switch your ticket. Yeah. So I said to her, I was like, just a heads up. I'm going to just do what I always do because I always do that. But when we get on the plane, let's see if someone can switch rows with us. Yeah. And then we're good to go. And then I can be like, hey, I called this, you know, it's not on my ticket, but I've done all the things. And I already knew there weren't a bunch of dogs on the flight. So legally she could be on there.
Yeah.
So Jacqueline's like, I'm down, whatever. So we get on the flight and immediately I go to see the second row, and there's like a girl sitting there in the window, which would be like the direct switch with me. Yeah. And she's like dark hair, like hat, chatting on the phone very loudly, like looks like she's had a couple days, purse. And it's just like speaking like she's on with an agent, and she wants everyone to know it.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like, here we go.
Oh, God.
So I just look and I go, hi, and she's on the phone. So I'm like, do I approach this person on the phone? And Jacqueline's like, do it. Right?
That's my worst nightmare. Okay.
So I was like, oh, God damn it. Okay. So I just go, excuse me, is there any way you'd switch seats with me? And like she was on the phone, and I couldn't be like, because I have a dog. But I was just like, is there any way? I don't like the front. And Jacqueline just goes, because we're together. So she assumed that she was sitting beside Jacqueline, right?
Oh, okay.
So she's like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. And so she just like gets up, doesn't get off the phone, moves her shit, and sits in the front row.
Okay.
So Jacqueline and I sit together. The girl's talking on the phone, and Jacqueline's like, I'm just going to sit here until the next person comes, and I'll see if they switch. So then this like very lovely boy comes up, like kind of nerdy boy. Okay. And she's like, would you mind switching with me? Because I'm with my friend. And he's like, sure. He wants to sit beside the hot girl who's chatting on the phone.
Who's stressed out. Yeah.
Meanwhile, it looks like there's like a TikToker behind us and like another cool person. It felt like it felt like this front of the plane. We're on our way to TwitchCon.
Yeah, you're on a YouTube rewind video right now.
Or like literally like a parody of the beginning of the MTV Movie Awards this year, where Jack Harlow went through to first class, and it's like all these celebrities, but it's like everyone going to playlist, right? So anyway, so I'm sitting there, and she's still on the phone talking. Jeez. And the lovely flight attendant, again, Beans is on my lap. No one knows she's there.
Okay.
I tried to make an honest woman out of myself.
Yeah.
So anyway, the person's like, I need you guys to put your things. I need to put them up top, and then I'll bring it down. And she goes like, my purse? I've never had to put my purse up there. And Jacqueline and I look at each other.
This is the girl on the phone says this.
This is the girl who switched with me. Yeah. And where I'm like, here we go. She realizes she can't have her stuff with her. She's going to make me switch back. And now I got Beans out, and it's going to be a whole fucking thing.
It's going to be like, the alien popping out of your stomach. It's like, it's a living thing there the whole time.
Yes. Just, what's his name? Evil Knievel, just popping out like a little rocket.
What?
So me and Jacqueline are like, oh no, here we go. So she finally caves. She's still on the phone, right? We're texting. And then I hear her talking to someone, and she's like, well, I'll fly back in 3 days. I'm not going to lose that single. And I'm like,
single.
So Jacqueline and I literally, we're looking at each other like this, like fully just like, what? This is the best people watching we've ever seen, right?
Right. I was going to ask what is she on about on the phone?
So she's like, I'm not going to lose that. Someone else wants it. Also, I want to talk about the track list, because like I want to be able to, I want to be able to have the freedom to mix up the tracks whenever I want. Jack does that all the time. Me and Jacqueline look at each other silently, and we look at each other and we just go, Harlow. Like we know she's talking about Jack Harlow, right?
Was it Taylor Swift?
Oh God, I would have recognized her. But so anyway, she's talking, and I'm just very much like, this person is being ridiculous. Like, we can hear you. You're talking to an agent, whatever. So she keeps talking, and she goes, no, but like critics are already saying that. Let me look. People are already saying that like dancing's done is good. So we go
dancing. Say what?
Dancing's done is good. I looked at it. I go, that's Ava Max. Do you know who that is? If all of the queens said all of the song, we will pop champagne. Yeah. So that's who it was.
She always looks like Poppy to me. You know Poppy, that girl. Yes. I always thought that they were the same person for a really long time.
So that's who I made switch seats with me.
Oh my God, amazing! Because I love her.
So I look at her and I go,
Sweet But Psycho is one of my favorite songs.
But like, I wouldn't recognize her. She's clearly like tired and for some reason flying to Charlotte. And I just made her switch seats while she's on a business call with her agent, right? So then I immediately Google, and I'm like, dancing's done. And it's like, Ava Max, dancing's done, gets leaked 7 days ago. And I was like, oh my God.
Did you listen to the song?
No, I haven't yet. But so I look at Jacqueline and I go, that's Ava Max. So then from, of
You
course,
said
we're
that
so
loud enough.
So I say that, I show it to her over the thing. Jacqueline goes, "Du-du-du-du," and she pulls it back and shows me like, that's the agent she's talking to. Then meanwhile, Jacqueline looks at me and she goes, pretty sure the people behind us are with her. And they just see us passing phones back and forth being like, that's Ava Max. So anyway, I was like, we got to stop. I was like, so anyway, she finally gets off the phone. I'm like, good luck with that single, whatever. And then the sweet flight attendant comes over and he's like, would you like something to drink tonight? Whatever. And Jack's like, do you have Prosecco? I was like, I'll take that too. Completely untrying to do it. I just go forgetting. I just go like, pop champagne and oh my God.
No.
I started singing the song. She's 2 feet.
You can't. Okay. What day was this? I'm looking at her Twitter right now.
This was on Thursday.
What day was that?
God, please don't say a crazy woman with a stowaway dog made me switch seats.
She's all of her tweets at least are just all about new music.
Yeah. No, she has like a new album coming out.
Yeah, Blurred Lines. And then, yes, OG Ava is, this is October 5th. Yes, the OG Ava is blonde. You right. But like, really though, you like that best? She
had black hair.
Yeah.
Unless
October
it was a
5th,
wig.
blonde, brunette, or red, go. So she was asking, and then a little sparkle. Okay, so she had brown hair on October 1st. Okay.
No, it was her.
No, I believe you 100%. I just don't know a single thing about this person other than I thought they were Poppy and that Poppy was doing some performance art piece of being two different musicians at the same time.
No, I knew a couple of songs because obviously like one of them was a huge hit.
I like Sleep But Psycho a whole lot.
Well, I think I was the inspiration for it.
I wish I was following her on Instagram or whatever to see if she had posted anything to a story in real time.
It was so crazy. Once I realized it, once I heard Dancing's Done, I was like, that's Googleable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then when she was like, I don't want another person to get this single. If I have to fly back to record it in 2 days, I'll do that. Because like clearly it was like a songwriter wrote something that her and another person want. And she's like, oh.
She's 28 years old.
Yeah,
she's from Milwaukee.
Okay.
Amanda.
We're just getting facts.
I just want to know a little bit about her. Amanda Ava Kochi, professionally known as Ava Max, American singer and songwriter. Signed with Atlantic Records in 2016.
There you go.
And her breakthrough single was Sweet But Psycho. Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So I immediately Googled it and then looked at Jacqueline because, she was diagonal because I was right behind her. We switched immediate seats. And I put it to her and I go, is that her? And Jacqueline goes, that's her. But I think
the people behind you were clearly her managers and agents watching you guys look her up, and they're probably like, this bodes well for us that these two
they're chatting about her. They're
these
Sweet But Psycho
class girls are looking her up right now.
But what's so funny is the like sweet kind of nerdy dude that Jacqueline switched seats with. So we were giving him the seat beside her.
Who is that now? I want to know who that is.
No, he was a total stranger. But like he was definitely, when they were saying like, you got to put your bag up here. And he had like an iPad or something they made him put up there. And then she finally got off the phone. He was like, crazy they make us do that, huh? And I was like, I hope he's a fan. And we just got him to have like such a great day.
Oh, yeah. Well, they were going to sit together anyway, right?
No, let me have this, Grace.
Okay. I just looked up. So it says Ava 2 hours ago on the set of $1 Million Baby that she was filming a music video out there, it looks like.
Oh, in Charlotte?
She posted this 2 hours ago, and it's her with brown hair and blonde hair and the whole mix of it. So that I can only assume is what she was up to.
Well, it was quite a time. I was like, the one time I try to do it right, not only do I still have to sneak beans on, but I make a pop star switch seats. She's not happy with it.
Who knows? She seemed fine. She never got off the phone for you. So.
Yeah, it was good.
Seems like all is well. You did the best that you can do.
Thank you so much.
Today we are talking about support from Thrive Market. My goodness, do they have everything you could possibly imagine. Finding high quality, affordable grocery items in one place is maybe impossible in today's world to you, but thanks to Thrive Market, you can stress less because you can get everything you need and so much more in one place. Shopping with Thrive Market means that you'll find everything from healthy pantry essentials to sustainable meat and seafood to non-toxic cleaning and beauty products, and it's all delivered directly to your door. This is the most convenient thing of all time. When you buy from Thrive Market, you can save up to 30% off the best organic groceries. I have been buying, you've heard me in the past talk about Thrive Market. I've been buying a lot of organic makeup through them, but recently I started buying organic cleaners, all-purpose cleaners. I started getting really into the Rosie company. I bought all-purpose Rosie fresh lemon cleaner and the glass and mirror cleaner that is completely unscented, and that's one of the coolest things is that their website has literally categories to search for everything. Are you looking for low sugar, low keto? That's not even a phrase, low keto. Are you looking for keto? Gluten-free, zero waste, BIPOC-owned brands. You can filter by 90 plus values and lifestyles to find what works for you. And with Thrive Market's fast and free carbon neutral shipping, you are saving a ton of time otherwise spent in grocery lines and parking lots. And the best of all, when you join Thrive Market, you're joining a community of 1 million plus members and sponsoring a family in need. So get convenient, high quality, affordable groceries delivered with Thrive Market. Join Thrive Market today and get a free $60 gift. That's THRIVE market.com/TMGW to get a free $60 gift. Again, that's thrivemarket.com/TMGW for a free $60 gift. This is huge for you. Did you hear the Frasier revival got picked up?
I did.
Okay, just making sure.
But I actually haven't looked into like what the scenario is, like who's coming back. If I heard that it's Frasier, he's not in Seattle, he's going to be in a different city.
Yeah,
but that's all I know.
He signed on to star and produce, and then it says that it's been picked up for a series. Dr. Frasier Crane will be in a new city with new characters. So now Frasier has jumped from Boston to Seattle to they don't know yet. It's a fish out of water story set in the deep South.
I was just going to say that. I was like, they've done Boston, they've done Seattle, they have to go Southern.
So cast members like David Hyde Pierce, Perry Gilpin. Yeah, and Jane Leaves aren't expected to be series regulars. But they could make guest appearances. Kind of like how Cheers characters popped up on Frasier from time to time.
Here's what I'll say. Frasier without David Hyde Pierce is not Frasier.
Right.
I'm sorry. You can't have Uncle Jesse and not Uncle Joey. Or maybe you can. I didn't watch the reboot. But
you can have it without the Olsen twins. That's for damn sure, apparently.
I'm just saying, like, to me, also as someone who, for Frasier Ween, dressed as David Hyde Pierce with a toucan on his head.
Specifically.
I think he was the funniest part of the show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was. I mean, he was the comic relief and also just like gave Frasier some heart. But the first season of the show will have 10 episodes and...
is it on Peacock or NBC?
It's CBS something. They're not explaining exactly where, unless I'm reading this wrong. I'm reading a delisted article, so it's all a bunch of like sass with no actual like details about anything. Yeah, just a bunch of snarky jokes that all like embed 2 sentences of actual information.
Oh, I did see a delisted. We're calling them articles. Blog post.
Yeah,
it's like calling an Olsen twin movie a film. I did see that Right Said Fred. Did you see this? So
yeah, they're upset with the Beyonce.
Yeah, so Right Said Fred, the 2 guys, I don't think they're twins, but they like made themselves look like twins in the 90s, who wrote, who knows if they wrote it, but they performed I'm Too Sexy, were upset with Beyonce for like including it on the new album. And
on Alien Superstar.
Yeah, because she's like, I'm too sexy for this world.
And she's also, she samples like 20 or 30 different like music tracks on that track, I thought.
But the thing is that they get a writing credit on it.
Yeah.
So they
They got upset, and then her team was like, we paid your entire producers and the actual licensing company for usage for this. So it's not about you guys deciding whether, unfortunately, you gave your rights up to this song to your licensing company, and we bought it from that.
They slammed Beyonce as arrogant.
Oh.
For interloping their 1991 hello 1991 hit I'm Too Sexy and Alien Superstar without asking them first. And then yes, of course it says like, no, we already have the publisher paid, you get a writing credit, etc. But I'm like, y'all had a single in 1991. That was what, 31 years ago? Oof. Knife through the heart. 31 years ago. Like, if anything, go to every media outlet and be like, we are so honored the queen and God. Use this just so that their fans who have no idea what the fuck your song is checks you out. Why are you going to feud with the Bayhive when you have no relevancy?
Go to every bar, play it at every single thing and be like, that's us, that's us, that's us. Don't have any like hesitation on the nostalgia factor being more substantial than the, I guess, I mean, I don't know what they want out of this situation because they're not going to get anything good when they fight with Beyonce.
I would put out a new single that's like, I'm too thankful for this sample, too thankful for Beyonce, too appreciative of her genius work. I mean, I would do just in honor of her fucking song. Wrong said, Fred.
Oh,
wrong
there she
said.
Goes. There she goes.
My God. Here we are. We are, Grace. Oh, wait. Okay. Before we leave, how has 1 week of wedded bliss been?
Oh, it's been fantastic. It's been really great. And we're back down in Palm Springs, which is obviously super meaningful and special to us because the first couple weekends we hung out were down in Palm Springs and it was super special and meaningful. It's just like a weirdly overcast here, so it feels like the strangest weather of all time right now. And we just passed this harvest moon. I don't know if you knew, on Sunday we had a big full hunter's moon happen, which is all about shedding the old, bringing in new, really getting down to the nitty gritty of what you don't need anymore and getting into the new kind of stuff that you do need. I think it's pretty cool, especially because it was super beautiful on Sunday. And I do think, not to, out you in any way, but all of our menstruals, all of our, I'm saying like our menstrual cycles all get crazy because of the moon. Girl. And mine too. You texted me this morning, and that's why I'm saying I don't mean to out you, but like it all, I think, kind of flows in this bizarro world. It flows. Yeah, it definitely does. No, today it was one of those times where my body was so crazy. I was like, should I call my mom and see if I'm Teen Wolf? Like, but it is. I do think that there is something in line with the moon energy that's happening, especially because we're out of Mercury retrograde right now.
Thank God.
This is the first full moon. And I'm speaking out of my ass a little bit on this. All the astrologers would know more than this.
You don't have to say you're speaking out of your ass. I take this as fact.
But it's the first one coming out of Mercury retrograde. So it's like a huge moment of just like getting into like what is the most meaningful, getting rid of what is the least meaningful, and really just kind of like, death, rebirth cycle restarts and all that. So it feels very exciting and still surreal. Being down in Palm Springs is the most surreal place of all time. And also having been here, having known that like Catherine and Hank had just visited our home, it's just funny. Like so sweet and weird and wonderful. So it's all really great. Can't complain. It. Yeah.
Okay, so there's a big ass moon that
happened. It already happened on Sunday. So now just focus on like what's the new shit that you want to get proactive about. What's the abundance you're bringing in, and also the shit that you were already considering like throwing away. Like just get rid of it.
2 things.
Easier said than done.
One, you can tell we're podcasting and we've both had a drink.
Yeah, I had a White Claw.
You guys, y'all listening, just get a sneak peek into any time Grace and I hang out with alcohol.
Let me go get my tarot cards real quick.
No, but two, it's kind of amazing that that's happening while you're fresh married and in Palm Springs, and I am fresh to North Carolina and like figuring out some work stuff. So yeah, it all makes sense. I'm literally about to clean up a cheese plate and a little hummus board from like having a few of my oldest friends here. So it's like, it's a nice, like peaceful vibe. I say that and like there'll be immediate chaos. I'll get like a cease and desist from Ava Max tomorrow.
No, I'll just go out there and Goose has a rabbit in her mouth just covered in blood.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Well,
anyway,
this got weird.
Mm-hmm.